Hello and welcome to Gibb Pool in Pullman, Washington, where the Washington State Cougars host the Seattle University Redhawks in a non-conference swimming meet. We are all set to go for the first event, the women's 400-yard medley relay. Swimmers hopping in the pool, the A teams in lanes 3 and 4 for Washington State, and a Rockholtz beginning for the Cougars, and for the Redhawks, Lydia Jensen. And those the A squads, the B squads in lanes 5 and 6. And here we go. Early stretch and lead. Washington State's B and C teams getting out to a quick start. Well in lane 6. Watching their lane 5, beg your pardon, Washington State's B team flying. That's Victoria Polika. They're early on with a fairly large advantage in lane 5. Polika, though, he's starting to catch up to her now. Even the D team on the far side. Now the second leg, the breaststroke beginning. And it is the B team, Ashlyn Hernandez, with the second leg. Out in front for Washington State. And again, currently a bit of a sizable lead. It's the 400-yard medley relay. So 4 lengths, 2 each way. Washington State, though, in first place in the third lane, the A team 28.82 rolling through. And it is lane 3, beg your pardon, in the A team, unsurprisingly, is Emily Lundgren completing the second leg. She hands it off to Dori Hathazi, the Hungarian now, taking over for the butterfly. And in that third lane nearest us here, the Washington State A team flying now to a big lead. Seattle University in the lane above in lane 4. And a fight for second with the B team from Washington State, Skylar Burgach, carrying this leg for the Cougars. But right now it is Dori Hathazi, Washington State leading the A squad with sizable advantage. Out there, almost a half a pool lead here. Final leg now for Washington State's A squad. Emma Wright in the freestyle. Washington State's record is 3:36.03. Not sure if that's in any danger today. We'll see. And you see Emma Wright, that's who we're following here. The race for second and third, following about a half a pool length away. Wright makes the final turn. Trying to close this one out. .345.47 is the final time as Washington State's A team, Anna Rockholtz, Emily Lundgren, Dori Hathazi, and Emma Wright taking it. Then the Washington State B finishing just ahead of Seattle's A for third. That was a tight race between second and third. So Washington State in the first 2 places in the first race of this meet. And there you see it there between second and third. 62 hundredths of a second, awfully close. So now getting ready for race number 2, the women's 500-yard freestyle. In lane 1 nearest us, it'll be Hannah Huarte, Maya Ben-David of Seattle U in lane 2, Tatum Janning in lane 3, Kyle Lathang for Seattle in lane 4, Lauren Willie lane 5, Jacqueline Horning of Seattle U in lane 6, Lauren Willie of the Cougars, Lorelei Killerin in lane 7, and Seattle U's Arina Sverkova in lane 8, farthest from us. Is this the first meet of 2 and back-to-back days for Seattle University? They will take on the University of Idaho in a Western Athletic Conference meet tomorrow across the border in Moscow. Meanwhile, for Washington State, they're getting ready for an invite coming up in a couple weeks in College Station, Texas. It's a bit of a break for them after this one. Washington State taking 15 of the 17 points in the first event in the 400-yard medley relay. So Washington State off to the strong start they were looking for. Now gearing up for event 2, again the 500-yard freestyle. Crowd starting to filter into Gibb Pool. 5 o'clock start, a couple minutes ahead of 5 o'clock. But off and going, busy weekend here at Washington State. And this, checking that all the way from last night's volleyball match. Women's soccer tomorrow, football as well, of course, basketball tonight and Sunday. Going into Monday, well, as you see Tatum Janning on screen. Janning with 4 wins this year, winning this event here at Gibb Pool in their matchup against Northern Colorado. Swimmer set and the 500-yard freestyle off and running here at Gibb Pool. Tatum Janning out to a very early lead. .500-yard freestyle, so 20 lengths, if my math is correct. Yeah, Janning in lane 3, Lauren Willie in lane 5 for Washington State. It's currently Willie, maybe just by an edge at the moment, with Kyle Lathang in between them trying to keep up. And Janning and Willing really 1-2, swimming almost in tandem. With Lathang carrying nearby. Janning with wins not only in the 500 free, but in the 1,000 free and the 1650 as well at the Fresno State Invite. So this one of her stronger events. Right now it is Lauren Willie in the lead, though, for Washington State. She and Janning neck and neck. And Willie maybe stretching it out just a little bit now. With Willie and Janning separating themselves from Lathang of Seattle U as well. A duel between a couple of teammates at the moment. Willie in lane 5, Janning in lane 3. That's the closer lane. You see Washington State in the gray swim caps. And now Janning starting to close a little bit on Willie. It's Willie by a head length at the moment. We'll hit the edge and right about the same time. So again, it is Willie and Janning 1-2. Looks like Lathang in third. Hannah Huarte in lane 1, I think, also starting to close a little there. And it is Willie just in front again. Back and forth, this is gone. Willie holding the lead most of the time. Janning keeping right in range. Tatum Janning out of Dallas, Texas. Lauren Willie from Oswego, Illinois. And again, Willie just stretching a little out in front. Team pool record A-side 436.89. Still a ways to go here. Willie now kind of half a body length out in front. Lauren Willie with no individual wins this year, looking for her first. Tatum Janning looking for her 5th overall and her 2nd here at this pool this year. And from there, it looks to me Lethang in 3rd. No, actually, Hannah Huarte, beg your pardon, down below in lane 1. Keeping things a little tighter. Pace picking up now, getting toward the finish. And this has been Lauren Willie and Tatum Janning pretty much the entire way. Janning maybe closing a little now. There's the bell for the final lap. It is Willie and Janning 1-2. And Hannah Huarte of Washington State in 3rd. Willie and Janning making the final loop back. Which one of these two Cougs will it be? You have Janning closing late. Will Janning get to the block first? She did. Tatum Janning takes it with a time of 5 minutes 4 and 22. Lauren Willie just a couple tenths of a second behind her. 5:04.45. It was neck and neck, but Janning closes for her 2nd win in the 500 free at Gibb Pool this year. Hannah Huarte finishing in 3rd at 5:15, so Washington State taking a bunch of the points. With Kaya Lethang for Seattle U coming in first for the Redhawks, 4th overall. 5:24.34 the time. As Arena Sverkova will close out the 500 free here on this Friday. And Hannah Huarte in lane 1 just kind of sneaking by us edgewise, but Cougs go 1, 2, 3 in the 500 free. Washington State continuing its strong start and pushing it out further now. Moving now to the 50-yard backstroke. And Kate Bluford and then Ailey Carroll. And a rock holds for Washington State, Lydia Jensen. Starting to get in position, you'll have Ariel Wang in lane 5. Aubrey Cheng in lane 6 for Seattle U. Victoria Palika of Wazoo in lane 7. Molly Magnuson for Seattle U in lane 8. Beg your pardon. Let's see here how it ends up. Washington State certainly coming out of the blocks roaring as the score now reads 31-5 in favor of Washington State. So it's 16 for Washington State there, 3 for Seattle U. And a big lead for the homestanding Cougars through 2 events. Swimmers getting ready to get up on the stand and flyer, just a 50-yard event. So over and back. Swimmers in this event 3, the 50-yard backstroke. Keep an eye on Anna Rockholtz, Washington State, Lydia Jensen of Seattle U. So now we're getting the swimmers again lane-wise. They were ready to get going. Now a little bit of a hold-up. Doug Taylor with you here alongside our WSUCougars.com streaming crew. Swimmers up, and off we go in the 50-yard backstroke. And just down and back. Anna Rockholtz in lane 3 for Washington State. And it is Rockholtz with the lead. About a half a length. Looks like she's going to take this. And then a crash to the line. Rockholtz 26.18. Ariel Wang in second, 27.42. The Cougars go 1, 2, 3, 4 in the event. With Aubrey Ching of Seattle U improving on her time. Her time was 28.1. She goes 28 flat here. Well, Washington State again taking the large swell of points there in that event. So 47-8 now the score. And then we'll get ready for event number 4. It's the 50-yard breaststroke. 7 swimmers in this event. Running them down the lane here. Amy Johns. And to the edge there. The far lane for Washington State. Karina Karas. Mia DeLuca in lane 8 for Seattle U. Again, this is the first in 2 days for Seattle U back-to-back, and it's a conference meet for them in Moscow tomorrow. Meanwhile, for Washington State, to refine and get better and better. Coming up on the Art Adamson invite. College Station, Texas, home of Texas A&M, at the weekend before Thanksgiving. Swimmers up again. 50-yard breaststroke. Clean start for all involved. Looks like Ashlyn Hernandez of Washington State in the early lead here. Making her way back to this one close. Right with her, Sarah Cook of Seattle U. Looks like Cook in ahead, and it is Cook of Seattle U grabbing the victory. Ashlyn Hernandez finishing second for Washington State. Jenna Kistler third for the Cougars. But the Redhawks have their first individual win of this Friday. Sarah Cook out of Grand Junction, Colorado, a junior. Was second early on, but by the time she made the turn, got out in front and held the lead the rest of the way. So again, Seattle U with an individual win there. That'll make it now 55-19 Washington State. And taking that from there, it was 47-8. So Seattle U making some headway there with the win for Sarah Cook. Now to the 100-yard butterfly. fifth event of the evening. See Clara Husaby there in lane 2. Lane 3, Emily Lundgren for Washington State. Always got to keep an eye on her in the pool. Followed by McKenna Fredrickson of the Red Hawks. Dori Hathazi, Washington State. Nohea Kama'au of the Red Hawks. Skylar Burgach of Washington State. And Sarah Raigula of Seattle U rounding out the 8. We'll have 2 heats in this one. Total of 10 swimmers in the 100-yard butterfly. 2 Washington State freshman swimmers will get some experience in the second heat. Only 100-yard butterfly. Dori Hathazi has 2 wins this year. So the junior out of Nire Chaza, Hungary, looking to put a 3rd win on the board in this event this year. Swimmers to marks. Looked like a solid launch from lane 7 for Skylar Burgach. And down in lane 3, Emily Lundgren out in front. 4 legs in this one. And it is Lundgren, and she is flying. Here's lane 3, Emily Lundgren out to a big lead. With Dori Hathazi in lane 5 trying to track her down. Final leg here, Lundgren still well out in front. Hathazi looks like she'll take 2nd. Burgach out in lane 7, perhaps in 3rd, though it's close. Down in lane 1, you had Sam Crew of Washington State as well. And it was Crew taking 3rd. So Washington State will go 1, 2, 3. Emily Lundgren, 52.73 in the 100-yard butterfly. If I'm looking at that correctly, she just set the Washington State record for that event. Gonna have to double check that to be sure. The time I have on the sheet here is 53.4. The Gibb pool record 53.93. So we will double check that. Washington State taking most of the points there. We'll get you the number in a moment. As now we have the second heat of the event. Sawyer Yana of Washington State. Melhika Yalcin. Total of 10 swimmers for the event. 8 in the pool the first go around. Second heat, just these 2. Malika Yalcin out of Kayseri, Turkey. Sonner Yana from Tigard, Oregon. It is Yalcin out in front at the moment in this second heat. Ultimately competing against all the other times previously set. Coming back around again, it is Yalcin in front in lane 5. Yana in lane 3 as the 2 finish out the 100 butterfly. And Yalcin first to the board at 57.77. And to wait for those final 2 times, of course, to have the scoring in place. So far, Washington State, I think, getting what they were looking for out of this meet. Now 71-22 in their favor. That'll take us to event number 6. And if you're just joining us, welcome into Gibb Pool. It's a meet between the Washington State Cougars and the Seattle University Redhawks. Shifting now to the 50 freestyle. Back and forth. Keep handing over the swimmers getting set. And we do have confirmation for Emily Lundgren in the 100-yard butterfly, a school record and a pool record for Emily Lundgren. So a historic run there. The swimmer from Chula Vista, California. Junior already had a win in several events, but not the 100 butterfly. Did not have that on the board this year. And she puts a school record on. What a performance. And this is the 50-yard freestyle, so back and forth. Darcy Revit of Washington State, Sammy Mosier for Seattle U in lanes 3 and 4. It is Revit out in front, though, pretty close. Coming back to the second loop. Revit being chased down by Emma Wright of Washington State, going to be close. It is going to be Revit, though. 23.31 the time for Revit. And in second, it was Wright finishing. In third, you had in lane 1, Addie Lewis of Washington State. Highest finisher for Seattle U. Ended up in lane 6, Mia David. 24.32 was her time. She came into the meet with. One more swimmer about to come in, 9. That would be Clara Anderson from Moscow, Idaho, just across the border. The junior will swim by her lonesome here in this event. The second heat is all hers. Going to be a little disorienting as a swimmer. Obviously, you take laps and you train. Sometimes you do that alone. You don't often swim alone with everybody watching. Clara is about to do that. Anderson set. And into the water. Let's see what her final time is. She makes her way down the final stretch. 24.92. Her 50-yard free. We'll wait the final totals, but it's going about as expected at the moment. So we'll go ahead and take a break here. Washington State leading 71-22. You're watching swimming on WashingtonStateCougars.com. Good to see a familiar face at Gim Pool. On the left, you see Taylor McCoy there. Washington State swimming great. 43 career individual wins on the board. 2 records on the board here at Washington State. And they're going to have to put another on, as we saw Emily Lundgren set a Washington State and Gim Pool record in the 100-yard butterfly. So a little bit of sign work to do here at Gib as we get back going with the 7th event of this duel with Seattle U. The 100-yard freestyle. See Madeline Harris there of Seattle U. Skylar Burgotch in lane 3. Washington State, Mia David of the Redhawks in lane 4. The Cougars' Isabel Parrish in lane 5. In lane 6, Seattle's Amanda Miller. Washington State's Sam Crew in lane 7. And Jacqueline Horning of Seattle U in the 8 lane. Hannah Horte in lane 1, favorite of hers. This was in it earlier. Swimmer set for the 100-yard freestyle. And going about 5 wide. In lane 3, Skylar Burgach looked to have a very early lead. 4 legs it is. Burgach out in front, maybe barely, with Isabel Parrish. Stroke for stroke with her. In lane 7, now Sam Crew starting to edge out in front for Washington State. So it is Crew, Parrish, and Burgach, 1, 2, and 3 coming down the stretch here. With Crew in the lead. Looks like it will be Crew, then Parrish, and hitting third, Burgach. Sam Crew, 52.35, taking the 100-yard freestyle. And for Crew, that is her first individual win of her career. So Sam Crew grabbing the win from Scottsdale, Arizona. I mentioned Isabel Parrish in second. Skylar Burgach third. Again, the Cougs go 1, 2, 3 in the 100-yard freestyle. And that ups the score now to Washington State 103 and Seattle U 28. Now to the 100 backstroke for Seattle U in lane 3. I beg your pardon, lane 4, Lydia Jensen. Emma Wright of Washington State in lane 3, Anna Rockholtz. And further down lane 7, you're seeing there Victoria Palika. And in lane 8, Alice Makarenko of Seattle U. Annie Mack again, Kyle Lethang in lane 6. There's Anna Rockholtz of Washington State in lane 5. Lydia Jensen of Seattle U. Emma Wright, lane 3. Molly Magnuson of the Red Hawks in lane 2, getting the arms ready. And in lane 1, nearest us is Kate Bluford. It's the 100-yard backstroke. Again, the score 103-28. Lydia Jensen of Seattle U with a time just under a minute in this event. Washington State's all-time record, 53.39. So we're setting the 100-yard back. Looks like Emma Wright in an early lead for Washington State in lane 3. It is right, but it's close. Anna Rockholtz as well, challenging her in lane 5. It's those two at the moment. And in lane 7, Victoria Palika picking up the pace as well. Cougs 1, 2, 3 halfway through. It looks like Rockholtz edging out past Wright just barely, though they're neck and neck. Coming back for the final stretch here. Rockholtz and Wright. And as Rockholtz out in front, looks like she's going to grab it. Wright trying to close. It is Rockholtz grabbing the victory. For Anna Rockholtz, her third individual win of the year and the 9th of her career. Rockholtz out of Portland, Oregon, grabbing the victory for Washington State in the 100-yard back. And there you see all the times. 4 times under a minute. Quickly heading toward the 100-yard breaststroke here in a matter of moments. We're now up to 119.31. She's starting to stretch out. Now the 100 breaststroke. Delaney Johns of Seattle U in lane 2. And of course, going to put a bunch of eyes. Everybody going to be watching Emily Lundgren coming off of that Wazoo and Gimpool record. Lane 3, and Sarah Cook, individual winner earlier. Two of the top swimmers of this Friday. Ashlyn Hernandez of Washington State, then McKenna Frederickson of Seattle U in lane 6. Ariel Wang, Washington State in lane 7, and in lane 8, Mia DeLuca of the Redhawks. And there'll be a second heat to follow. What does Emily Lundgren have in store after a Cougar and Gimpool record earlier? Was in the 100-yard butterfly. It's the 9th event. A total of 12. Washington State's record time, 59.45. Lundgren set there in lane number 3. So far, Lundgren, and then lane 7, Ariel Wang out to a strong start. And Darcy Revitt in lane 1 as well. Let's not forget her closest to the screen. Now you can see Lundgren starting to edge out a bit. Well, staying with her in lane 1 again is Darcy Revitt. Freshman from Guildford, England. But it is Lundgren at the moment with the advantage. Still keeping an eye on Ariel Wang, though, in lane 7. Lundgren making the final push here. Darcy Revitt trying to chase her down. But it's going to be Emily Lundgren one more time. She hits the block at 102.09. So another individual win for Lundgren. Her second today. 11th of the season and 29th of her career. And Darcy Revitt finishing second, 103.76 her time. Ashlyn Hernandez in third. Ariel Wang coming in fourth. So a lot of Cougs on the podium in that one. That's a manner of speaking. And now we'll have second heat. 3 Washington State Cougar swimmers to close out the 100-yard breaststroke. So it'll be Lauren Willey in lane 3, Jenna Kistler in lane 5, and then Lorelei Killerin in lane 7. Killerin, freshman from Tacoma, Washington. As the 3 hit their marks. Kistler, meanwhile, from Spokane. And off the 3 go here in the second heat of this 100-yard breaststroke. Early on, looks to be Willey just a little out in front here in this second heat. But their times, of course, matching up against the times in the full first heat. So Willey halfway through. In front in heat 2, though Jenna Kistler not far behind. It looks like Kistler starting to gain a little further. As the final turn here is Willey in front. Kistler second, Killer in third. Looks like Willie's going to be able to hold her off. That'll close out the 100 breaststroke. Looked like Lorelei Killeran was at the end there a little quicker than the time. We'll await the final totals after that one, but another solid event for Washington State. And it's now, I'm just relaying the score here, 135-34 in favor of Washington State. That'll bring us to event number 10, the women's 50-yard butterfly. Looks as though this will be the highest number of swimmers involved in an event in this meet. 2 heats, a total of 14, 1 through 8 in this one. And 3, lane 4, Sammy Mosier of Seattle U. Clara Anderson of Washington State in lane 5, and lane 6, Ely Carroll of the Red Hawks. Sawyer Yana, lane 7 for Washington State, and Clara Hussaby, lane 8 for the Red Hawks. And Dori Hadhazi of Washington State will be one to watch in lane 3 in this event. Lane 2, Seattle U's Aubrey Chang, who had a strong performance earlier. Addie Lewis of the Cougars in lane 1. It's the 50-yard butterfly, so down and back. It looks like Clara Anderson in the early lead halfway through. On lane 1, though, Addie Lewis moving quickly. Here in the near lane, it's going to be Lewis. 25.78 the time. Lewis in first, Clara Anderson finishing second, and Dori Hadhazi third. Addie Lewis out of Missoula, Montana, grabbing the victory, and that is her first career win. First career individual win for Addie Lewis at 25.78 in the 50 fly. Now, I should say, of course, we have 6 swimmers still to come, so a win is premature there. But she takes the first heat. We'll see if her time ends up standing up. These 6 swimmers here in the second heat might have something to say about that. There'll be 4 swimmers for Seattle U, 2 for Washington State here in heat 2 of the 50-yard butterfly. Leanne Ramberg of Seattle U in lane 2. Elhika Yalcin of Washington State in lane 3. You see her there. Maya Ben David of Seattle University coming up in lane 4. Set there. Lane 5, Karina Karas of Washington State. And then Seattle U's Sarah Regula and Irina Zverkova rounding out this second heat. Heat 2 in the water of the 50-yard butterfly. Early, it looks like Melhika Yalcin taking the advantage about halfway through. It is Yalcin out in front. It's going to be close as Yalcin hits the pad at 26.66. So she won't end up taking the overall 50 fly, but a strong performance. Again, Yalcin, sophomore from Kayseri, Turkey, grabbing that second heat. And more points coming for Washington State. Let's go ahead and take a break here. And you're watching swimming on WSUCougars.com. We're back at Gibb Pool in Pullman with the Washington State Cougars out to a big lead. Couple events to go in this duel between the Cougars and the Seattle University Redhawks of the Western Athletic Conference. Doug Taylor here alongside Jared Krenghuber, Maria Hernandez, our crew. Thanks for tuning in here at WSUCougars.com. Ready for event number 11, the 200-yard individual medley. We'll have 2 heats, a total of 12 swimmers. Tatum Janning in lane 1 for Washington State. Maria Kama'au of Seattle U in the second lane. And of course, Emily Lundgren in lane 3 looking for her 3rd win of the night, set a Washington State and pool record earlier. The swimmer set. Ariel Wang got off to a very strong start. Butterfly, the first leg of the individual medley. And it'll go backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. So if you're tuned in, you probably know that already. It is Lundgren in lane 3, out to the lead. In second, looks like Ariel Wang of Washington State. In between them and lane 4, Sarah Cook of Seattle U. An individual win earlier tonight in the 50-yard breaststroke. She in third, but it is Lundgren again, who's had a historic day. Gonna have to put her name on the board yet another time. It'll be her 4th record on the board. Maybe trying to set a 5th here. As Lundgren, a little closer with Ariel Wang in lane 5. And it is those two really at the moment who have extended themselves from the rest of the field. And Lundgren again in the lead. Wang had narrowed it briefly. Really, the story of this duel is Emily Lundgren from Chula Vista, California. Flying in the free now. .159.67 is the Washington State record. Lundgren, I think, going to fall a bit shy of that, but she's going to grab another win individually on the night. 2:04.06 her time. Ariel Wang finishes second. Sarah Cook third for Seattle U. So Washington State goes 1-2 with Seattle U in third. And Ashlyn Hernandez fourth. This again the first heat. 4 swimmers to come in the second heat. So nothing final scoring wise, but Lundgren at 2:04.06 has the time to beat for the 4 coming. Mia David finishing 6th. 5th place Tatum Janning, 2:12.08. And now we'll have heat number 2 of the 200-yard individual medley. 3 Washington State swimmers and 1 Seattle U swimmer in this one, as that was the original plan. Although I only see the 3 Washington State swimmers at the moment. So apparently it is just the 3. So no Mia DeLuca for Seattle U. Jenna Kistler, lane 3. Victoria Palika, lane 5. Karina Karas, lane 7. 3 Cougs, all off to a pretty even start. Victoria Palika in lane 5. Just edging out in front of Kistler and Karas. And Karas starting to close now as they switch to the backstroke. Second stroke of this individual medley. And now re-extending the lead is Victoria Polika out of Słupsk, Poland. Well, Polika in the backstroke really stretching the lead out. Roughly 10 yards or so. She turns now to the breaststroke. Kistler and Karas pretty even behind her. Maybe Karas just slightly out in front. But it is Polika in this second heat. The question will be, can she match the time or beat the time of Emily Lundgren, 2:04.06? The breaststroke now. And Polika in front. Now Kistler edging in front of Karas for the second spot in this second heat. And Polika in the free. Not to hit the home stretch here. As Polika one last turn. Heading home, it's going to be Polika. Then Kistler in second spot. Karas closing. Polika touched the board. 2:12.67. So it will be Emily Lundgren with another individual win, making it 30 in her career, 3 on the night. Not sure you could have a better night than the one Lundgren has had. Kistler 2:15.05, Karas 2:17.20. That'll tee us up for the final event of this meet tonight, the women's 800-yard freestyle relay. See the teams loosening up, getting ready even during that previous event. The score moves to 166-41 in favor of Washington State. And in the case of Seattle U now, well, look at them put one more solid performance together as the A teams in lane 3 and 4, Washington State in lane 3, Seattle U in lane 4. It'll be Dori Hadhazi starting the relay for Washington State, Amanda Miller for Seattle U. And the B teams of Washington State in lane 5, Seattle U in lane 6. Going further out, Isabel Parrish for Washington State in the first leg, Maya Ben-David for Seattle U. And then Seattle U's C squad, Sarah Regula, the first of the relay. Of course, you can have all those letters you want. In the end, it's the team that touches first grab the victory, regardless of whatever your classification is. And swimmers up. The 800 freestyle relay, final event of the night here at Gibb Pool. Washington State in line to improve to 5-0 for the first time since the 2010-11 season. Mathematically, I think pretty well going to get there. It's currently in front in lane 3. It is Dori Hadhazi with several records on the board herself, though Emily Lundgren's going to take one of those off the board. Maybe it goes back and forth this year. It is the Hungarian in front. Lane 3, lane 5, Washington State's B. Isabel Parrish in second. And then in third, Seattle U's A. Amanda Miller. 3 swimmers to go on each side, so a long way to go in this relay. So Hadhazi continuing further now, as it is 8 lengths per swimmer, 800 yards. Hadhazi really stretching the advantage out now. Solid 10-plus yard lead at the moment. In fact, almost halfway down the leg before most of the teams have touched, heading back the other direction with it. Hadhazi flying at the moment. 50 of 28.16. As Hazy about done, about to hand it off to Sam Crew. Second swimmer for Washington State's A relay in the water. Crew an individual winner earlier tonight. Right now it is all Washington State's A team. Big time lead. The B team now Lauren Willey of Washington State in lane 5 for the Cougars. Making the turns for Seattle U, Sammy Mosier and Jacqueline Horning in the A and B. Molly Magnuson in the C out in lane number 6. A and C neck and neck for Seattle U. Right now, all the eyes on Sam Crew of Washington State. As they setting the pace and leading the charge. That was a 50 of 29 seconds flat for WSU's A relay. And keeping an eye on Sam Crew of Washington State. Leave a couple lengths to go for her. Really kind of swimming all by her lonesome at the moment. Washington State's B relay 30.79, their last 50. Seattle U at 32.44. Sam Crew about to hand it off to Emma Wright. 29.33, that final 50 for Crew. And now it is Wright in the water. Darcy Revent will follow as the anchor leg. Now Emma Wright, in from Hobart, Indiana, northwestern Indiana. Almost part of the Chicagoland suburban area. The senior leading the charge for the Washington State A, 25.28 for that last 50. The Washington State record is 7 minutes, 12.81 seconds. Kid Pool record 7:24:36. So the A team in first. The B team in second for Washington State. And they're out in lane 5. Hannah Huarte with the third leg. And again, all eyes right now tracking Emma Wright. Meanwhile, Seattle U, Lydia Jensen in the pool. And watching the clock here on Washington State's A squad, now hitting about the 5.5 minute mark. With Darcy Revett up on the board, ready to go. And to give this one last challenge as a Revett in. Final leg for Washington State's A relay. The Englishwoman looking to finish off a strong night for the Cougars in the pool with a strong finish in this 800 freestyle relay. Revett, freshman. Sprint freestyle is her main line of work when it comes to swimming. It's just right up her alley. 25.29, the first 50 for Revett. And 7:12.81, the time we're watching at the moment. Seattle U, Clara Hasumi, their final leg swimmer, now in the pool for the Red Hawks. And now tracking the time of Darcy Revitt here. 28.68 that last 50. Revitt coming in. One more turn for Revitt. I mentioned that 7:12 time. Looks like that's going to be safe, but Washington State in firm command of this final relay. Darcy Revitt coming home now. Final stretch for Revitt and the A relay. She touches the board, 7:31.55, and Washington State takes it. The B team still going it, and that A team just flying for the Cougars. Seattle U's B out in lane 6. Still going. Washington State's B finishing at 7:54.74. So they'll take second. And the question will be which Seattle U team will be the first to touch. Looks like it'll be their A. As they finish at 8:10.20. Kaya Lethang with the final leg, finishing things up for the Red Hawks. Out in lane 6, Arina Zverkova. Last stretch for Seattle U. They come in fourth and finishing things up in lane 2, Clara Hussaby. Final swimmer to touch the board in this meet. Getting strong cheers from the crowd. As the final times, again, 7:31.55. Washington State going 1-2 in the relay. And the Cougars to 5-0 on their young season. Well, for the Seattle Redhawks, they'll shift gears. 0-3 to start theirs, but they'll go right back to work tomorrow, taking on the Idaho Vandals across the border in Moscow in a conference meet there. And the final total flashes on the board. Washington State 181, Seattle University 43. So a big-time performance for the Washington State Cougars. They grab the victory and head to 5-0 on the season. So a fantastic performance for Russell Whitaker's Washington State Cougars. They take another win, and that about does it for us here at Gib Pool on this Friday night.